Good afternoon from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Monday, February 1st market update. On the economic front, December personal income was up 0.4% and spending was up 0.2%, both in line. December construction spending was weaker than expected, coming in at minus 1.2%. The estimate was for minus 0.5%. And January ISM Manufacturing Index was much better than expected, coming in at 58.4. Estimate was for 55. On deck for tomorrow is the monthly motor vehicle sales and the monthly pending home sales. And there's a couple other economic reports, but nothing that would impact the market probably that much. The dollar was down, so gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up on the weak dollar. So we're taking a look at the UUP, the ETF for the dollar. This little tiny candle here. So we kind of pulled back from this. We got some resistance up in this area of this near this 2350. And you can see the volume was pretty light on this pullback, so there was not any selling. There's obviously been buying of the UUP and buying, lots of buying. So we'll see how far the dollar pulls back before it goes higher. The light sweet crude futures were up $1.54 to settle at $74.43 a barrel. Take a look at the West Texas Intermediate crude chart on the point and figure. So we got near, we didn't make it all the way down to this bullish trend line, and so we're about right here. It takes a 3-box reversal to start a new column of X's, and that did not happen today. So we basically didn't move a whole lot on crude. Let's go over and take a look at the Dow. Dow closed up 118 points to 10,185. S&P closed up 15 points to 1,089. NASDAQ closed up 23 points to 2,171. And the Russell closed up 7 points to 609. The S&P had the largest percent gain, up 1.43%. The NASDAQ was the weakest again today, up 1.11%. So Apple and Google, they held up okay today, but there was not a lot of buying going on in them. So and most tech there wasn't. A few small caps techs did get some bids, but overall it's pretty light. The volume was pretty light again today across the S&P and the Dow and NASDAQ. The volume was light. It was a little above average, but just barely compared to the selling when there was 100 to 200% volume. So it was not real impressive. The volume was not impressive. So I'm still pretty bearish actually. I think we could go up for a few more days, but I think eventually we're going to go lower and at least retest this again after we go up, or we could go, much lower down to here or so. So we'll just see how this plays out. We do have this overhead resistance around the 10,250 to 10,300 area. The SPY, we did have a trend line support right here. We've got overhead resistance of the 1,090. We did not take that out today, so I'll get a little more bullish, at least short term, if we could actually close above about 1,100 or so. So Goldman Sachs got a little bit of a bounce today. Not a lot of volume on it either. Let's look at the XLF. So we're still holding. We've been talking about this 14 area as a line in the sand as far as support for the financials, and it's still holding. Look at gold. Gold had a nice day today. We're still trapped between the 110 and that 105, 106 area, but definitely a little buying in gold. Silver, kind of light volume in silver too. There just wasn't a lot of, a lot of the things moved up a lot percentage wise, but I didn't see just tons of buying in some commodities. I think everyone's kind of gun shy after the big sell off. So, but they definitely went up. The VIX was down 8.25% today, right here. Could have some support around here in this 22-ish area. All 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The gold index was up the most at 5.42%. The home construction index was the weakest, up only 0.1%. So look at the sectors. Over to chart watch. Most of these are from the watch list, so kind of go through them quickly and I'll show you the watch list. I talked about near support, this MTL. They definitely bought it today. It was up almost 12%. So it could have overhead resistance around this 2250 or so. So keep an eye on that. McDonald's is near a breakout of its ascending triangle. Wynn Resort, another one that was near support at the $61 point. They were buying it today as well. And all these are watch list stocks for the most part. LOPE, Grand Canyon Education, is holding up well, consolidating sideways. Could go higher if the market goes higher. Capella, CPLA, breakdown. You could short this one. Probably at least down to, at least to 70 or so, I would think. The next point of support. Genworth Financial is holding up well, so watch this one for higher prices. Quicksilver Resources. It's another one that looks like it's maybe ascending triangle. It's building out here. Didn't have a lot of volume today, but it's holding up well. I would watch it over this trend line breakout about 1455, 1460 possibly buy point. BCR. It's in a symmetrical triangle, pulled back a little bit today on earnings. It mounts higher, so watch for a great buy point would be here if it gets all the way down here, and then you could, your stop would be if it closes below here. But that's where I would really prefer to buy it until the market shows that it's going to go much higher. I definitely would rather buy stuff down than up. Dollar Tree broke out, it's got volume on a symmetrical triangle, looks good. AEM. This one is evidently everybody's watching this close here, so it's got some support area across here. It's right there, and it was up about 6% today, and so it possibly actually a lot of the gold miners look pretty good today. So watch AEM. Another little gold stock you want to watch. Nice bounce here off the trend line. I would you could jump in it. The next point would be over the say $5.70 or so. Align. Consolidating well after its breakout, so it's holding up well, so keep an eye on that one. Amgen, after its breakout of its triangle, it's still holding up well. It's got a little tight consolidation. It's just resting before it can go higher, I'm sure. If it will, if the market goes higher, probably anyway, once it's finished consolidating. I like Macy's short. It had a breakdown here with volume. It had a volume on selling here, so I'd like it short. But if it takes out this closes above, or actually takes out about 1650, I would buy back my short. I'd cover it. ANF, it's another one I kind of like, potential short here. It's got resistance up here around this 3250 area. ABV, it's another one I like short. Had a lot of selling going on in here. It's again, if it takes out this high here, which is 96.52, I would cover my short and get out. Here's the watch list for the week if you hadn't already seen it. Let's go over and look at the current market signals. So we follow the point and figure charts for the Dow, the Nasdaq, S&P. Dow and Nasdaq remain on sell signals. Really didn't move much today. And of course, the S&P never has gone on a sell signal, and it's been on a buy. So the S&P has definitely been holding up better than the Dow and the Nasdaq. So that's really it for today. And be careful out there. I'm still a little bit bearish. I think we could definitely go up some more for a couple of days, but keep an eye on those resistance areas I talked about. And that's it. So thanks for joining me, and remember to always invest sharp.